Welcome to another episode of Bargain Saturdays. In this way, I decided to take a look at Dragonheart, which I got in this franchise collection at Goodwill for $4. Now, I suppose you could argue I'm bending the rules of the show somewhat to talk about this movie, on the grounds that when this show started, it was for movies I picked up at Walmart for $5 for DVDs and $8 for Blu-ray. Albeit I've only ever talked about one movie I had on a Blu-ray, Spy Kids, but you know what? We're not going to worry about that. We're going to tweak the rules somewhat because, quite frankly, I'd rather talk about a better movie than I usually do on this show. I have some decent $5 movies, don't get me wrong, like Better Off Dead, but I feel that it'd be nice to go to Dragonheart on the grounds that I've talked about the third movie, which I picked up for $5 at Walmart, and it'd be nice to talk about the other two movies, at least at some point in time. I'm not sure when I'll talk about two, but we'll talk about the first one. And my need to defend it, apparently, because it's gotten a lot of flack on the Internet Movie Database. Not everyone's highly critical of it, but there's some complaints about the movie that just don't make any sense to me. One thing people complain about is that the main character is named Draco, which literally means dragon in Latin. I'm not sure why people are complaining about this, on the grounds that the movie itself points this out, and even explains why Draco is okay with being called this, because Dragon Heaven is located in the constellation of Draco. So there's no reason why it wouldn't be an honor to him to be named after that constellation, even if it literally means the same thing as what Bowen was calling him in English. I also find it strange that people pick on a movie for having horrible accents somewhat, because you know what? They're not talking like people using Old English anyway. It's not like I imagine the word dragon is the same as it is now as it was in basically 1000 AD. Languages can evolve quite significantly over time. That's why we have new words like polluted and chick flick and all kinds of other words that have been added to the English language over time. So, if they're going to criticize the lack of accents being accurate, how about criticizing the lack of accurate representation of how they'd speak at the time and not having the movie in subtitles as well? Another thing that people seem to pick on this movie for is its simplistic plot, and while I won't disagree that the movie's simple, it tells its story very well, so it's hard to hate on it for having a simplistic plot. After all, as long as it's engaging, even if it's simple, it's still going to work. And quite frankly, if you're going to go that route, then why do we have 5 Bring It On movies and have series like Sailor Moon that are like 50-plus episodes long? In fact, there's probably over 100 episodes of this series out there. Albeit not all of them were ever brought to the U.S., because the last season featured girls, featured guys that transformed into girls using the pens, which meant it was completely unacceptable for American TV. Odd factoid out there for you. Another thing you'll pick on the movie is that the only character that's really interesting is Draco, which I disagree with, because while Bowen plays a very typical knight that's been broken down and battered and he's lost sight of his dream, that doesn't make him an uninteresting character, even if he's very much to a cliche or stereotype. Because the actor manages to pull off very well, so it's still interesting to see Bowen's journey go back from being that hopeful, naive knight that believes in an old code, to a broken knight that has basically thrown the code away in order to survive, to someone who's been reborn again as a believer in the code and his need to uphold it. There's a journey there from start to end, and it's nice to see. The movie also has a very good soundtrack going for it, which is one of the things that almost no one seems to criticize the movie for, oddly enough, but I'll toss it out there because it's a nice bonus for the movie to have. Honestly, Dragonheart's a very solid fantasy movie. I wish the mythology was a bit better explained with the whole heart sharing and whatnot, but it works as it does. It works very well as is, so there's very little I can complain about. I just don't understand why so many other people seem to have issues with the movie, or at least issues that don't seem to make that much sense to me. Until next time, then. See ya.
You and what army, knight?